Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the match preview. FA Cup third round time against Lincoln City. This video is sponsored by the OneFootball app. OneFootball app makes it easy to keep up to date with transfer news, scores and stats in one place. To download the OneFootball app, click the link in the description. FA Cup time. Ooh, I'm dead excited. I'm not.
Aren't you?
No, not one bit excited by this game of football. Hurrah!
It's got nothing to do with Lincoln City.
No, it's because
it's
not Baz. It's not. This is 3 hours that I could be playing Red Dead Redemption 2.
That's the thing.
Do you know what I'm saying?
That's it.
Once
you're taking it away from Red Dead, I know the feeling, mate. I'm only thinking I need to get back to Arthur. That's all I'm thinking.
That's all I'm thinking right now.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying to you.
In fact, as I look at you are dressed in a cowboy outfit.
I'm morphing.
I'm wondering. I'm so warped. I'm wondering why. What are you doing?
I'm sounding like I have a cravat or a bandana.
Oh, okay.
But Arthur is. No.
So
Anyway.
I'm trying to. I was going to give you 25 cents to give me a bath.
No. Nope, not for all the
Would you like? What did he call it? A luxury bath?
A luxury bath?
Yeah.
Hey.
She scrubs his leg.
She does.
Inside leg. So this game keeps taking me away.
Yeah.
But no, listen. It's the FA Cup. It's the land of milk and honey and dreams. Dreams do come true, like Gabrielle said.
She
with
did
her
say
eye
that.
patch.
She did say that.
It's about time this football club made a few of our fans' dreams come true, starting on Saturday against Lincoln City, the Imps, with the weirdest badge ever.
The weirdest imp ever. Look at him. He's an angry imp, isn't he?
Weird, isn't he?
He's an angry imp. Yeah, it's a welcome break from the monotony of the Premier League at the moment for us, because we're having a bad time. I suppose from Lincoln's point of view, it's a great time to face us because we got no confidence, it seems. The players look like they're running on empty, and I should imagine they're bringing 8,000 with them or something. I've had to move my seat. Yeah, that's right. So I'm back down in I'm still in the Bullens, but I'm in the corner by Gladys Street. So they're going to come and make loads of noise. They're flying. They're a good side in their division. They're doing really well. So it's going to be a tough game for us. And we're not playing well, so...
No. I suppose what this game does, it's one of those games where you've just got to dig in, show your Premier League class. And I think that's exactly what we need in the Premier League. And I think we need to start it here on Saturday. A game where you know the opposition... Listen, these are top of the league too. They'll come in with all the confidence in the world. As you just said, the fans will be bouncing. They're all,
Let's have inflatable imps. We couldn't
get it.
We couldn't get them unless we said at the time someone needs to...
Money spent at that, inflatable imps. They'll be coming, flying, and they'll make it very uncomfortable for us. But I think this is exactly what we need in terms of a game to show a certain type of performance. Because I honestly believe that in a few of our last games, if we just rolled up our sleeves and dug in and just played basic football and gone, you know what, we're a better team than you. We'll match you for work rate. We'll match you for fight. We'll match you for desire. All the things that these Lincoln players will bring. I think that's what we've been missing out of our game. I think far too much in the Premier League is made of tactics and formations and all the rest of it. Whereas just some good, honest, hard work where players just go, I'm going to win my battle today. I'm up against you and I'm winning my battle. And he's winning his battle and he's winning his battle. And far too many times in the last month, players have just not won their battle. So you end up going, he was crap today, he was crap today, he was crap today, he was crap today. And you have 4, 5, 6 players just completely off it. You never win games of football like that. You win games of football if everybody's at it, that you can walk off the pitch and go, did my job today. Wasn't brilliant, wasn't spectacular, I just did my job, and it meant that he couldn't do it. And that's what we'll need on Saturday. And I think if we can do that on Saturday and go, let's take that into the next game, I think that's what'll win us more football games, or just get us out of this little bit of a rut that we're in.
Yeah, you've always got to match the opposition. We haven't done it enough. That's how Leicester beat us the other day. They just dug in when they needed to. How Brighton did. They made sure they won the battles, and we were below par in both. And we can't afford to be below par at the weekend, because then it will be a banana skin for us. They'll come for a day out to enjoy it, but they'll also think they've got a chance, and they have got a chance. The FA Cup. So we have to go out, show them maximum respect, and treat it as if we're playing Manchester City or someone like that, and roll our sleeves up and go, we are here for the fight here. You're not going to come and outfight us, do you know what I mean, at our own play. It's not going to happen, and then our quality will show through. If we allow them to outfight us and outscrap us, then we may have a little bit of a problem, and we played in the Carabao Cup early in the season. We had to roll up our sleeves and Rotherham come and show them. And when we did do that, we stepped away from them. But if you don't do it, you can be caught out. And Everton, listen, the players have got a point to prove here, because it hasn't been good enough of late. It hasn't been good enough. The manager's got a point to prove. The manager's got to start getting a consistent run of results. We've got it, and it starts at the weekend. We've almost, we started the new year in a typical Everton fashion of disappointing everybody, and we have to roll our sleeves up now and almost press the reset button again and go, right, this is where we reset. And we've had a bad month of December. We took it into January, the first game. This is our opportunity. Last year we fell at it. We played Liverpool and we were out. The Friday night we were gone. In third round it was done. But the league is the best we can hope for now, 7th, and it's going to be difficult, but in a scrap to get that. This is a welcome distraction. This can keep your season ticking over. The FA Cup, if we could beat Lincoln, then we might get another decent home draw, and then all of a sudden you're in the 5th round and you start looking at Wembley then and things like that. We've got players who, if they're at their level, Everton could win this FA Cup with some of the players we've got. Yes, we'd need a bit of luck and everything else, but we've got players who, we've got to semi-finals before, but when we haven't got a squad anywhere near as talented as this. So, but what those other squads had was a bit of desire and a bit of devil and a bit of fight, and these are
digging in when you need to, isn't it? It's digging in when you need to, and there'll be players that come in the team, I imagine, Saturday. A few more squad players.
With points to prove, surely.
That's not a problem, Will he change the goalkeeper? Probably. I hope he doesn't. I just don't see the point in it. I really don't.
No.
But then you can bring the likes of Baines in, maybe Jags in. John Joe can continue at right back. Yerry Mina.
Yeah. Tom Davis will come in, won't he?
Tom, I imagine, will come in. Maybe Dom and Tosin up front might be a decent way to go into it. Maybe more 4-4-2.
Play. Obviously, it depends what Lincoln line up with, but
it doesn't really matter though, does it?
No, I'm saying, but that's what football managers do. They look and go, I just play 4-4-2. I play Bernard one side.
Hopefully
Luckman the other side. I'd have Calvert-Lewin and Tosin through the middle, and then have the likes of Richarlison, Luca Dean, Walcott on the bench if needed, and then go out and match them. Middle of the park, have James McCarthy and Tom Davis, two lads who will scrap and fight, but have got that little bit of quality. And let's get the ball down, and let's get.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not an advocate for loads of changes. I just think for this game, I think changes might be necessary just to bring that sort of side of things out in a few, from a few players. I think it's important, maybe like Jags and Baines come into the side just to give, as I say, that other side of things. I think
it's to also recharge mentally, the likes of Michael Keane, Kurt Zouma, and people like that. I think Luca Dean's played a lot of football and he's brilliant and does a lot of work down that left hand side. Personally, I hope he plays, but I think Baines will play, and I think it's probably right that Baines will play. It's a home game in the FA Cup. Have Luca on the bench by all means. If Baines is knackered after an hour, then switch it, but you've got to give some players a breather. Gomez shouldn't be anywhere near the team. Gylfi may be on the bench, just in case you need a little bit of quality near the end. You've got to give some players a break, and hopefully the lads who come in want to take it. But it's an opportunity for the likes of Bernard to stay to get back in the team and score a goal, get his first goal for Everton. It's Calvert-Lewin, always a threat against these teams. Cenk Tosin's crying out for a goal. keep his confidence going. A chance for Lookman to come in and hopefully be able to take the game to them. So there's players.
I'd like to see, definitely like to see McCarthy play though, and that's not me clutching at straws hard. You know, he'll have been out a year only, and as I say, that I think McCarthy managed in the right way can be a valuable asset to this squad for the rest of the season. Just because I think he does bring an energy to the side. He's a player who can get round the pitch quickly. He's got assets that I think that like we're talking about, someone who will get in the face of the opposition, and that's those things are they're sorely missed. There's an energy that is brought, and I think that's an energy that's been missing from the team. We've said it loads of times, haven't we? We said it last season, funny enough, with James McCarthy, and the season before, I think, as well. There's that sometimes when you're in a game and it's a bit of a lull, you just need someone to start getting in people's faces to be the example, and then the next one goes, and then the next one goes, and before you know, you've got 3 or 4 pressing and harrying and getting in people's faces, and that can be the big difference in these games. Whereas if you had a team like this come, who are obviously very confident, I think the last 3 games, okay, they've won 1, lost 1 and drawn 1, but they're still top of the league, they've got a decent lead. This is a team that 2 years ago had a really good cup run, and that'll still be fresh in their minds, and their fans will want a bit more of that, and they'll be thinking, let's be honest, all their fans are thinking, we could do these. I imagine if the TV could pick a fixture this week, they'd pick this one, because they'll be thinking, all those Lincoln fans go, the Everton fans will be thinking, oh no, we don't want that this week, and they'll be thinking there's an upset there.
We've lost our last couple, lost 3 of the last 4, so they should be confident. They should be thinking, 4 of the last 5. So they look and they could think, you know what, we get an early goal here, this could be our game. And the chairman or the owners and Everton fan, isn't he? So there's obviously that little link there, but it's up to us to go out and put it to bed and go, nah, not today, lads. And
I think this is a game where you see the true mentality of some players. Who fancies it? Who fancies playing?
Let me just ask you, in terms of the changes though, is it better not to try and keep the majority of our first team in this game? Because is it? All I mean is, like, say we make the changes we just said. So say it's, forget the goalie, but say it's like Kenny, Mina, Jags and Baines. In general, 3 of them won't play. And then your midfields, McCarthy, Davis and Lookman. And
I know what you get.
And then up front, Tosin, and then we win. But that team's not going to play for you later. And
I agree. You know I think. Listen,
I think us as fans, we need it.
I'm not advocating all of those players play. What I'm saying is that I do.
You could see opportunities.
I can genuinely. We touched on this when we did the final word for the for the game against Leicester. It's that now, because we didn't rotate enough over Christmas, it's come to this game and you feel like we do need to make half a dozen changes, because players do need the rest. Whereas maybe if some of these players had been used better over Christmas, then you'd go into this game thinking, oh, we could play.
We need 8
of our starting team without a problem and just make a few changes. But for me, poor management, and that's what I put it down to, poor game management from the manager has led to the fact that we might have to put all our eggs in the basket for this game and go, this is the 3rd round of the FA Cup. It doesn't matter how we get through, we just get through, and it doesn't matter. And you're saying to all those players individually, aren't you, this is the carrot, right? You're not all 18 not going to be in the team, or all 11 or whatever, and not be in the team next week. But you look after your own self, because there's players like you've just mentioned, like I said, Tosin. Tosin should be looking at it going, everyone's saying Everton need a new striker, He's been here, this will signify a year at the club, and he'll be thinking, I'm worth more, I should be doing more. Everyone keeps on talking about needing a new striker. That should be me. But if you don't go out there and score in a game like this, if you're given the opportunity, then I'm sorry. Or if you don't go out there and run your socks off, if Lookman plays in this game, he's fucking terrified. You should tear them to bits. Absolutely tear them to bits. Bernard exactly the same. Anyone who comes in for this game, if Mina comes in or Jags comes in or Baines comes in, they should be like, Mina should dominate. And I think Mina actually quite, because you imagine a team like this, the way a lot of teams, they play. They're not saying, listen, I'm not putting them all into the same, but set pieces they're generally, for
good
some
at.
reason, very, very good at. Like, people in lower leagues can take boss corners, yet Premier League players are shite at taking corners.
That's the only thing that they work harder on.
Yeah, they probably do, because
That's
it's
what it is.
percentages, isn't it? You know, Jags or in Baines, if they come in, if one of them comes in, if both comes in, they bring that experience. If Tom comes in, let's see what you've got. You've been out the team. Let's see why when you played up more over
You've
Christmas.
got an answer, yeah.
McCarthy the same. Anyone who comes to this team, I want to see the right attitude that gets us through. And then you see the wrong attitude, and you go, well, maybe you're not there, you're not out for us. But I tell you what, I am not taking this game lightly by any stretch of the imagination, because I think these know exactly. I don't think they are coming for a day out. They'll come, and let's be honest, they'll burn my head out for most of the game, because lower league teams have the worst set of songs ever in the history.
No, Leicester tried it. Leicester was still doing your shit when they would say.
Well, they were also singing
Scousers.
Champions of England. You'll never sing that.
Yeah.
But lower league teams have the worst set of songs ever. They just literally, it's like a playbook from the 70s and 80s. They're just horrendous songs. So please don't do that, because
What should they sing?
just sing normal football songs. Just don't burn me out with anything that criticises the city or just like, oh, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Well, listen. How about our fans sing then as well?
Yeah, that's another discussion that I can't really talk about on it. Not the singing of the fans, just cup randoms. Oh my God. Cup randoms.
But I'm going to be a cup random, because I know what I am, because I've been moved, haven't I? So frustrating.
Cup randoms, mate.
Yeah. I think for us, we've got to match everything they can do, because when I say a day out, I don't mean it like, they just come, they don't care if they lose 11-0. What I mean is they're coming to a ground they don't go to, no pressure. We can have a right good go and see what happens. And the fans don't go to places like Goodison every week, of course they don't at the moment. So they can come to Goodison, enjoy the trip, enjoy it being an FA Cup day. And you're absolutely right, if the TV could go, we'll just pick a random game this weekend to put on. This would be the one I put on, because this would be the one that could be the shock of the day. If Everton aren't at it, we have got to go out, like I said before, this is Manchester City or Liverpool. That's what we've got to treat it as, a home game against a big side. Get on, get the attitude right. If Everton come out and are at it from the first whistle and a good high tempo, Everton could have this cup tie sewn up at 3:30. Seen at Burnley last week, we went out, done the job. By 3:20 the game was over. But if we come out like we have been the last few games, and it's flat and it's quiet and it's slow, and we play into their hands, it'll be a difficult afternoon. And what we need as fans is, we need a response. We need to see, we need a home win just to get everyone going. Because we've all forgotten what it's like. It's been a month since we've won at home, a bit longer. So we forgot that. We need a win to go, you know what, right, that's it. We've got our win now. Let's move on from that. And Goodison was very difficult place to get a result at. You know, but the last couple of weeks we've lost the last 2 home games. So it's all of a sudden it's uncomfortable.
It's not being funny. If it becomes 3 in a row, then there'll be more than knives out for Silva. They will, because this will just highlight this kind of game. You see this all the time in football, where someone's going through a little bad spell, and then you get a game like this, and it amplifies it. That's what it does.
It's mad. If we won 5-0, people will just go, well, we expect to win. But if we get beat, it'll be like, he's got to go. And it's mad, isn't it? It's
but that's
because no one will say he's got to stay.
That's football, isn't it? That is football. It's not a no-win situation, because if you win, you've won. So it's a situation that you've won in.
Yeah.
But these are the games where you just got to be professional, and that's what I want to start seeing from Everton, is the ability to roll up their sleeves and go, because that's what all the best teams do. They just roll up their sleeves and go, we're getting through this little sticky period, and we're going to win because we're going to match it for everything you've got. And we haven't done that enough for me, and I think that's a trait that
this squad hasn't got.
Yeah.
Well, hasn't evidence, does it?
No.
So far, and have all the ability in the world. You can be skillful and you know, good technical players, but if you haven't got the ability to mix it, time.
And sadly, that's something that's been missing from Everton for
a while.
certainly since David Moyes left. It's that ability to just roll up your sleeves, get through a game,
grind it out,
and we need to see more of that. Because that's what that's
what the best teams have.
That's what gets you 10 wins a season straight away. For me, it's
the best teams. You look at the best teams; they're not always winning 5-0 every game. It's they have to go away and win 1-0 and 2-1 and battle and hang on. All right, might be have an element of control in a game, but you still have to roll your sleeves up. And we've been weak of late, and mentally weak teams generally are the ones who were knocked out cups, because that's where the upset comes from. So we'll have to make sure that this weekend we're right on it. These will come posing a different set of questions for us, and we've got to find answers, and we haven't been able to find them of late. And it starts now really for the second half of the season
going.
Got to
keep it going, otherwise, I've said it before, everything just drops off. Fans become less interested in what's going on, and everything starts becoming a little bit samey.
And that ATM will be.
It's a long way to May. You know.
You can't see to Tipperary.
No, I've never even been to Tipperary, so I don't really know, and I've never even checked on Google Maps, to be honest. Something probably should do just to
show you know. But let's just win, get through, and move forward. Hopefully, you know, safe journey, an enjoyable day for Lincoln without the results. Hopefully, from our perspective, but it's, you know, we've got to turn up, put a performance in, get a result, and make sure our name's in the hat for the next round, and try to build from here. See where we end up.
Indeed. Let us know your thoughts. It's going to be a bit of a tricky one. Let's not make it a tricky one. Let's not. There you have it. Anyway, if you haven't subscribed, please do click the bell for alerts, and if you want more great video, come and join us on Patreon. Come over, come and join us. We'll see you later.